Hello and good morning, evening, or afternoon, depending on where you're seeing this in Space to Continuum. My name is Diksha Singh, and I'm very honored to be your old host for today in the celebration for EMA Days Numero Uno. Let me just see. Oh, you're getting a lot of comments. Bless, love that, love that, love that. I'm curious before we get started if this is like your first experience with an MR day or if you don't know what an MR day is. So yeah, I'd love to hear more about like your experiences if this is like the first time experiencing the brilliance of an MR day. Um, but yeah, so feel free to like write it in the chat or in the comments below. I'd love to read it whenever like offline or online. But yeah, just so you're all on the same page. I'm sure a lot of you might be wondering what is this MR day, right? Is it that great? It's an experience for all of us in Erasmus Mundus Association and Erasmus Mundus like community in general to just get together and throw parties. The answer is yes and yes. Emma Day is an annual tradition from the folks at the Erasmus Mundus Alumni Association, and it's an excuse you could say, but it's also a celebration so that no matter where you are, we can come together as a community, virtually, hybrid, or in-person events, and basically remember the program, the opportunities, and the people who so greatly impacted us. So is it, and now it's very interesting because Emma Day is not only singular, it's Emma Days, plural. We are actually going to have it, the official Emma Day for 2023 is going to be on the 14th of October today and tomorrow as well, 15th of October. So I guess you could say it's double the excuse, double the opportunity, double the trouble, depending on how you want to take it. But today it's 2 days. And I see a lot of people are excited to celebrate with me. And if you've been part of Erasmus before, Erasmus Plus before, we want you here to celebrate with us. Or if you are planning to one day join Erasmus Plus programs and any of like Erasmus Mundus joint master's degrees, stay with us till the end. We have something special for you, and we are saving a seat for you at the table. Feel free to celebrate with us. Um, I'm actually very interested. Let's get a small poll going. Let me know if you're part of the live audiences. Let me know if this is your first time. Like if okay, so here's the thing. Have you celebrated MR Day before? Let's do yes this year, no, or this is my first time, right? Let's try to get this going and let's see how people feel about it. Yeah, and if you're excited, if you get that energy, that yes, Emma is us, Emma is you, Emma is me, Emma is us. So let's get the ball rolling with that. Also, I want to also invite all the non-live audiences to also please feel free. I will be reading the comments later on. We love to connect with you afterwards, and we have the Emma Day links given below. Feel free to go there. I'm also going to walk you through the map of events that we have for today and tomorrow, so that'll be fun. But yeah, no, I'd love to hear more about you. My name is Diksha Singh. I'm the country representative for Qatar. What that means essentially is if for any of my folks in Qatar who are interested in being part of the Erasmus Mundus Joint Master's Degree Program, you can hit me up. My contact information will be also on the website and it will also be below. So please feel free. I'd love to help you out and get you going in whichever capacity and like which however you wanna whatever kind of help you need. I'm here for you, and we'll be here to support you any way you need. But yeah, no, let's get the ball rolling. Please share my screen and walk you guys through the interesting events that we have for today and tomorrow. Let me share my screen. Un momento. All right. All right. So this is the website that you can see given below. This basically explains what the MID celebrations are. Let me get into the map in a second, but this is like the metadata or the meta information, like who can participate, are you eligible? And let me tell you, yes, you are eligible. If you want to be part of EMA Day, you can be part of EMA Day. We would love to have you. All right, more the merrier. And is there a theme for EMA Day? I'll get into that in a second. And if you would like, you can be part of the organization. You can organize an EMA Day in your country or city yourself. Just reach out to us here. We'd love to like talk to you about it. But yes, if you can see the map here, these are all the events which are going on around the world for today and tomorrow. So you can see it's a beautiful celebration of what it means to be part of the Erasmus Mundus communities. I myself attended Smart Citizen Communities Intake 2, and it was fascinating because I learned so much. I met so many wonderful, beautiful people, and I experienced so much. And it's really heartwarming to see all the other Erasmus Mundus alumni and students, or people who are also wanting to be students in Erasmus Mundus Joint Masters programs, who are coming together and celebrating the honestly the opportunities and the beauty and like the experiences that we have all shared. So yeah, just wherever you are, feel free to just look at the map. For example, Azerbaijan, feel free to just look at the links, the directions, and we would love to have you. Let me stop sharing. Let me go back. All right. So we have seen the map of events. Um, we have seen a map of events. I'm very curious to know with how the polls are going. Let me kind of take a look at that. Ooh, excited to be here. Second EMA Day celebration. Love that, Anna. Love that. Love that. So you're a veteran, eh? Is this your first EMA Day celebration? And we had AC. Yes, we did. Visa. We actually did have EMA Day ACN this morning, and I actually have a photo of how it went. So stay tuned till the end to see that. But yeah, no. So it's very fascinating. So I want to get more into the theme. I kind of skipped over that a bit. But yeah, so this year's EMA Day is centered around the theme called Uncovering Skills. Now, this is to honor the 2023 European Year of Skills. What this means is essentially what are the different things that you expect yourself to be skilled at, that you have learned through the opportunities or through the experience at Erasmus Mundus, or directly or tangentially. For example, if you like underwater basket weaving and you're good at it or not at it, it's okay. If you just like doing it, right? It's a skill. I didn't say how good you had to be at it. If you like it, underwater basket weaving, for example, we want to know. Put it down there in the comments on the live chat. We'd love to know. If you can juggle, that's kind of cool, right? So yeah, keep me updated. Tell us in the chats, in the comments below. I'd love to hear more about it. For example, for me, a skill that I discovered when I was going through my Erasmus was I was terrible at grammar, right? Like when learning new languages, I was awful at just learning the rules of grammar. However, what I was good at was like learning words. So for example, every time I spoke in my Spanish classes, my Spanish teacher, bless her heart, she would flinch. Like every time I would just be like, hola, blah, blah, blah. And she'd be like, she's like flinching. She's literally flinching. Bless her heart. She was such a kind woman. Even she couldn't help but flinch because my grammar was just that terrible. But no one beat me when it came to the words. One of my favorite Spanish words, just so, since we're sharing as a community right now, is hogareño. Like basically means like someone who's a homebody, right? Um, all my introverts in the chat say hey. But yeah, no. So that was kind of fun, and that skill I realized I had, and a skill that I was very happy to kind of cultivate over time in my like learning new languages when I went to Greece or when I went to Spain for my master's degree in smart cities and communities. An important thing is, even though I was bad at it, I did it, and that's how you build skill, right? You just keep doing, you just keep being bad at it until one day you're just good at it. So that's something. All right. So it's been almost 10 minutes, and I haven't given you all the agenda. Apologies, apologies. But let's do this. I'm going to introduce you to a bunch of really cool speakers. They're going to introduce themselves. They're going to talk about like backgrounds. I'm going to maybe shoot some rapid fire questions at them. Let's see how it goes. And then I'm going to take your questions. So feel free to just put it in the chat. Our lovely Anna is just like going through them and like seeing sifting through them. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Raquel, for all your hard work in the back end. And then at the end, I would like to highlight some of the MR Day events which are happening, and some of the events which have already finished, like the ECN one that was mentioned earlier. And yeah, let's get started. Let's go with. I'd love to have Alejandra Carvajal. If you could just come and tell me, like, like your name we know, but like which program, your cohort, where you're from, and where you now, right now. Yeah, go ahead,
Hello
Torjel.
everyone. Hello everyone. My name is Alejandra. I'm from Colombia. I am the program representative of PETAL, which is a master in play, education, toys, and language, which takes place in three countries: Spain, Portugal, and Turkey. And right now in the city of Istanbul.
Amazing, love to hear it. I'm gonna ping you back in a second. However, if I could also have Anna Wembes, I'd love to hear about you and just you're amazing. Just give us more context, bro.
Hello, everyone. Hola, my name is Ana Huembes, and I am from Nicaragua. I am from the seventh cohort of the International Master in Adult Education for Social Change, also known as IMESC. And right now, I'm in my second year of the program, currently in Estonia. So I'm looking forward to having a nice chat with everyone.
Yeah, me too. You're a sweetheart. I love it. All right, let's go. Thank you, Anna. Can we have Mary Adegoke, who's I won't spoil it, but feel free to come, Mary, and educate us on your context. Mary, you're muted.
Hi everyone, my name is Miribet Ugo, and I recently completed my master's program in tribology of surfaces and interfaces. And because, like every other Erasmus program, it involved mobility, so I had to study in the UK, I had to study in Slovenia, and I studied in Sweden as well. And currently, I am in Sweden, where I am currently working, and I look forward to sharing more about my experiences with you guys. Hi.
All right. Bless. Love it, love it, love it. All right. So I would love to talk more about everyone. And yeah, yes, perfect. Let's all get in there and let's have a discussion. Let's have a roundtable discussion. I love it. Um, so maybe let me get started with like just Alejandra, right? I'm very curious to know. So I hear you're like your journey in education did not only stop Erasmus, right? So can you like tell me more about like what are the skills you uncovered or like an interesting thing that you learned during your Erasmus? I'd love to hear more.
Well, um, as I will mention, like the master takes place in three different countries. So I think that one of the skills I have uncovered is an ability to learn languages. Because since I'm from Colombia, in Spain, which was my first mobility, I didn't have any issue because I speak Spanish. And then when I'm in Portugal, I need to learn it. So that was one of the first skills I unlocked, like going back again to learning a language. And right now in Turkey, it's even a bigger challenge. So I'm in the process to like
Very nice.
get adapted and to start
Very nice.
learning.
I like it. I like it. I did before twice, and I love to feel that this is so fun, right? In your experience, is it very different? Like having to like where you're from, where and the context you're familiar with. Was it very different getting used to like Portugal or Lisbon in general? Like what was some of the like how did you like? For example, one thing that was difficult for me was grocery shopping because I would go to a Greek grocery store and everything would be in Greek, and love that. But my Google Translate I got a lot of use out of Google Translate. So was that something that you all also had experience with?
Well, one of the things that you just made me remind is that when I arrived to Europe, my first shock was when grocery was how expensive foods were here. because I was so used to buying fruits in a very cheap price in Colombia, and when I moved to Spain, it was so expensive. Like buying vegetables and fruits was crazy expensive. In Spain and in Portugal, I was able like to move without using Google Translator too much. But here in Turkey, I use Google Translator everywhere. Like even for buying a water, I have to open Google Translator, say what I want, and then put it to the person.
Love that, love that. What about you guys, Mary, Anna? Like, what are your experiences? Because I know depending on where you go, it's very different. Was it the same for y'all?
I don't
Like
want to
language?
get too
Sorry.
I don't want to get too ahead of myself because I actually talk a little bit about this when I share with you my skill, one of my skills that I've developed. But definitely the lifestyle and the life cost is different in every country. So it's going to be a different experience every time you move from one to the other. You can plan all you want, but you'll never know what you're getting until you get there.
Love that. I'm gonna quote you, Anna. I'm gonna quote you. You can plan all you want, but life comes at you fast, right? I love that. That's Erasmus in a nutshell. But yeah, tell me, Mary, what do you think? I'll hold you to that, Anna. I'm gonna get that story from you regarding languages. But before that, Anna, tell me about your experiences with this.
Because at first, I'm from Nigeria, and our official language is English. I had no issues, adapting to the UK, but it was a totally different experience when I had to move to Slovenia, and everybody was like, "Could you speak Slovene or something like that?" And then when I had moved to Sweden, oh, of course, everybody speaks English too. Once they start speaking the Swedish language, so it was really I wouldn't say it was a totally bad experience for me when in terms of language, I could easily speak English and I was understood. But in terms of differences, the countries are so different. Moving from a very temperate country to Sweden, Sweden is so. I live up north in Sweden, so that's really different. You have to adapt to the weather, have to dress right. So imagine having to put aside all the clothes I used to wear, mostly in summer, and having a lot of clothes fit for very cold or temperate, very cold area like where I stay in Sweden. So it's altogether, it's been a very enlightening journey for me, and it's prepared me for life, kind of, because life just comes at you, like you said. You never know what to prepare for, but it's really interesting that you learn to start to think fast and to adjust fast. So yeah, that's that. I would say that's
Um,
how.
I like that there's this theme of life comes at you fast because I'm gonna throw life comes at you fast now. I was lying to you earlier. We're not four of us. We are five of us. Life comes at you fast, right? So yeah, our surprise guest, Mary, another Mary, but just as beautiful, amazing Mary. You wanna introduce you are my surprise. Feel free like introduce yourself and like yeah, catch us up to speed, Mary.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mary Adegoke. I am from Nigeria and I am a 3D animator. Um, and I'm a second year student in the program of European Joint Masters in Animation called Reanima. And the program is taking place in 3 countries. My first mobility is Belgium, then Finland and Portugal. Now I'm presently in Lisbon, Portugal. Yeah, it's good to be here. I'm really excited to be here to share like the lessons and and the experiences that I've been able to gather during my course of studies. So thank you for having me. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your experiences and Katya. We love to have you. Amazing. So yeah, Mary. Uh, okay, new Mary, wonderful Mary. Okay, we are two Marys now. One is wonderful Mary, and one is amazing Mary. Figure out which one to be which one. But yeah, okay, sorry. I've asked everyone about the languages. Why don't you tell me, like, did you have any, like, how when it comes to food, water, and Google Translate? What is
Food?
more important to you? Yeah, exactly. Food, water, and Google Translate. What is more important in Erasmus Mundus? It's a trick question.
Wow, food, of course. Food is life. Like, I love
Really?
food. I don't
Okay.
joke with food,
No,
please.
because honestly, I can survive without food for a bit, but I can't survive without Google Translate in Greece.
Really? Yeah, because
A bit.
I've been able to manage around that, like navigate around that, because people around me speak English, so I don't have to like speak the language wherever I find myself. I've been to Belgium, and even all the lecturers, the students, they speak English. So though I try to learn their language, but not that intensively, like just English purely. Yeah, English. So, and
Listen,
so
that's valid,
now
right?
that I'm presently in Portugal, and most of them they speak Portuguese, even in school. So it's been like difficult to interact with the citizens and people that have been living there for like many years. So yeah, in that sense, I had to use like Google Translator. But it's just like this is what I mean. When I got to Portugal, I just started using that, like compared to my previous mobility. Yeah, so that's that
Right,
about
right,
language.
right, 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 right. Interesting. Okay. This is good. This is good. So this is like every Erasmus Mundus joint master's degree experience is different, right? So because just it's math. I know it sounds weird, but it's math. It's a combination and permutations thing, right? So what were some things which surprised you that you saw that other people were not having the same experience? Feel anyone can jump in. By the way, I'm very curious to know about like Anna and Alejandra's experiences as well, and Mary as well. Mary Beth technically because I have I yes. So yeah, tell me. What were some things which were unique to you, which you're like, oh, that's an interesting experience? And then when you talked about it to other people, they were like, I have no idea what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Like those very specific experiences that are unique only to you during your Erasmus program. I know I just put you guys on the spot. Sorry
The
about that.
question for me, because all the problem is kind of similar. If I talk about a problem, surprisingly, my colleagues are like, yes, it has happened to me too. Like, so I'm trying to look for that unique problem that only I like have encountered. I don't know if
I can
others.
give you an example. I can give you an example.
Okay.
I have an I just thought of an example. Okay. When I went to Italy, I remember I got to a coffee machine and I wanted coffee. I just wanted coffee. I was done. I was so short on sleep because we are working all the time, right? I go to the coffee machine. I put in like a couple of euros, and then I say, and then they're like, "What do you want? Do you want like what kind of coffee do you want?" So they had like a bunch of options: water, da. And I see there latte. Yes, love it. Want me some latte. So I put a cup and I say latte. And suddenly like, okay, so the machine whirs to life and milk starts pouring through. Okay, cool. So milk and then coffee, right? No, because the milk never stopped pouring out. It was just milk. And then it was like I take it out, it's a glass of milk. I go to my friend who is Italian and I'm like, what is this? I wanted coffee. They would need, I'm like, latte. They're like, yeah, latte means milk. Oh, that was a fun experience, right? So like I love like these kind of fun experiences that you have whenever you like just meet people of like different like contexts, right? Um, but yeah, no. So yeah, this is interesting. Also, Anna, I've not forgotten about you. I'm very eager to hear about your story about the skills that you learned. So let's try to also like talk about that, right? I'm very so maybe we can start talking about the different skills that we learned while we were like directly or indirectly from our programs. What do you guys say?
I
Hmm?
didn't get that. Your
No
network
worries.
is sort of
So
breaking.
sorry.
I can't hear you clearly. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me do some technical updates. But maybe you guys can talk to me about like the different the skills you guys learned while doing your Erasmus Mundus programs. Anna, if you want to start things off.
Yeah, of course. So for me, as part of my Erasmus experience, I've discovered the skill to morph my experiences. And I want to share two examples with you. But first, I want to mention that morphing to me is related to adaptability, but it's not quite the same. So I feel like sometimes throughout our Erasmus mobilities, we have to adapt or adjust. But I'm a bit stubborn in a sense. So I've discovered some ways to adapt things to my needs because I understand I have to adapt. But at some point, I just want to morph things to fit my own needs. So the first example for me is even though my program is taught, which means that we mostly have lectures and seminars, I knew when I began this program that I wanted to enhance my research skills because I want to pursue further studies in the future. So I morphed the experiences offered across the program and each of the different universities in the different countries to cultivate this. So last semester was my second semester, and I joined a research center at my university. And I had the role of co-researchers with one of my professors and another colleague from my program. And I ended up learning so much in real time. I learned by doing, and our paper was recently presented at an international conference, actually in Frankfurt, Germany. So I was really excited about looking for these kind of opportunities and just taking advantage of them. Now, a non academic example of how I morph my experiences is redefining resourcefulness in the kitchen. I know it sounds like very, why are you talking about food? Well, I love food. And as an Erasmus student, you need to know how to play around with the budget for every mobility. We were discussing this a little bit at the beginning. Some countries have cheaper accommodations but higher cost of living, and other countries have a higher rent cost, but you may find better student discounts, or maybe some supermarkets have promos, or some restaurants have initiatives to prevent food waste. So you find discounts on food as well. So you have all these different factors and you can play around with them. But for me, morphine of my resourcefulness begins with grocery shopping. So I don't create a shopping list when I go to a supermarket. Instead, I go there and I try to look for as many discounted products as I can see or promos. And then I come back home with a whole bunch of random ingredients. And based on those ingredients, I cook. I get creative in the kitchen. And here I have found that my multicultural social circle, all my friends, my colleagues, they are very useful because they just give me ideas on how to use X or Y ingredient, how they use it in their country. Maybe I didn't know about it. And I've been surprised so many times at how many different uses there can be for a different ingredient. So for a basic ingredient. So yeah, that's
I love that. Anna, I'm very curious. And this is to the audiences as well, at home, live stream, all of them. I want to know. Have you guys had the chance to check out the Erasmus Mundus like food magazine, like food recipe book? Have you guys had a chance to
Really?
check? Yeah,
I don't know there's
that is
something
so
like
good.
that.
Yeah. A bunch of really awesome Erasmus Mundus Association folk got together. They created a like recipe book essentially, and yeah, I think it's not available anymore, but I'm not sure. I think you still get the PDF. Correct me if I'm wrong, someone. But yeah, everything you just said, Anna, just reminded me of like that book and that amazing kind of initiative. I think I think it's important, right? Because your innovation and your adapt and your morphing, right, needs to start at home. It needs to start where you are at and needs to apply everywhere. That's what I kind of like about what you said. It's not just applying it in one specific area in your life. You're just going home. You're going to every single aspect of your life and optimizing and just enjoying your life. I love that. Thank you for sharing, Anna.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Of course, of course. Mary Beth, I'm very curious. Tell me about the skills you have learned.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. So I would say I'd gathered a number of skills because of my Erasmus journey, right? I can remember when I was writing my SOP, I can remember the statement of purpose for my application. I was like, oh, I look forward to being in a class with students all over the world. And oh my, did I get that? I got that. I had classmates from all over the world, different cultural backgrounds, different belief, different even academic backgrounds. Because even though we're studying tribology, I had people from mechanical engineering, people from industrial engineering. Myself, I was from materials engineering. So we had different backgrounds coming together to form my class. And in the course of my program, would have to do team assignments, team presentation, group work, and what that did was to teach me how to work in a very multicultural environment with people from different places. And this skill has continued to serve me because right now I work at Northvolt. It's a company here in Sweden, and it currently has about 125 nationalities from all over the globe. And one of the things that helps me is the fact that I'm so, I've gotten an experience, a foretaste of that from Erasmus. So I'm so, it's not something that is so new to me. I know how to talk to people. I know how to relate to people. I know the kind of conversations not to have with people. That kind of exposure has kind of helped me to my work life. And I think it's going to continue to serve because, it's a skill that I'm continually, improving on. It's still something that's relevant in my life. Another thing I will talk about is being a proactive opportunity seeker. After the first year of my Erasmus program, the way my program is structured, after the first year of your study, you'd have to seek an internship. It's not a compulsory thing, but they encourage us to seek an internship, and the program does not assist us to get the internship. So you have to proactively apply, do interviews, whatever it takes to get the internship. And then, that was my, that experience kind of, taught me how to navigate when it comes to looking for opportunity. And I didn't stop after my first year. Even in the second year of my program, I was always applying for a lot of things. I can remember applying for a particular scholarship for females in tribology. I didn't get it, but you know what? I was like, I'm coming back. I'm coming back to come and apply for this. And towards the end of my program, I was just randomly on the school site, and I was just looking for just something to apply for, jobs, anything that I was just going to apply for. Of course, I had to get a job. My program was coming to an end, and I just saw this summer school scholarship thingy, and it was going to happen in Germany. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to make it, but I'm applying. And you know what? I applied for it, and it was all expense paid. I didn't have to pay for my flight. I didn't have to pay for my accommodation or feeding. I literally went to Düsseldorf in summer, all expense paid, and it was really an awesome experience because I got to meet people from other universities as well, and that was fun. And also, I think I got a summer job because I was used to being in the right place at the right time, seeking the right thing. And sometimes, of course, I think another thing that I learned is how to accept rejections. You're not the only person that's applying for that position. You're not the best person, literally. You're not the only person that deserves good things. So it's okay to receive rejections. It just helps you to be perseverant. I have so many skills that I got. I don't know. Should I keep talking? I think I've talked a bit.
Love it. Go ahead. Love it. Keep going.
Okay.
I want to hear essays from you.
Okay.
I love it.
I'll talk about my my research skills. Now, tribology is designed to raise research scientists, research engineers, and during the second year of your studies, you're expected to do an independent master's thesis. You get some support, but they don't literally do the work for you. They want you to think like a PhD student. I can remember my first meeting with my supervisors. We're like, we're going to train you to do a PhD. I thought they were joking. They literally allow me, okay, maybe what do you think we can do here? What do you think we should do here? Okay, we want, when I'm, and the beautiful thing is when I make a mistake, they don't make me feel bad about it. They literally kind of groom me. Then you know what I do? When they correct me, I go back and I come back better. I go back and they're like, yeah. And you know what? They always like, thumbs up, you did better, you did good, that kind of stuff. And, I improved my research skills. And one of the fundamental thing about research that I learned, I keep saying it, you have to be resilient because your experiments will fail, your methodology would fail. I can remember setting up this equipment. I had to readjust it so it can work faster. And you know what? When we're done setting it up, it didn't work. It took me a month to set up this equipment and it didn't work. And immediately I was like, okay, what can I do? And I have to go and meet my supervisor. What can we do this? Can we do that? And they're so supportive. Like I can see everywhere. I had the best kind of supervisors. And they're like, okay, let's do this, let's do that. Just try this and see how it works. And that way I was able to finish my my thesis on time and submit it on time. And it was such a good experience for me as a young researcher. So because of the research skills I learned, I got an award. As official star was showing that I'm a promising career. I have a promising career in that research domain. And I when I was nominated, I was like, me? Like why me? It was such a thrilling experience, and it kind of gave me this encouragement that I can do anything. If I set my mind to it, I can do anything. And towards the end of my program, they're like, okay, we want you to do a PhD, apply for the PhD position, blah, blah. And I applied and I got it. But of course, at this time in my life, I chose to go for a job position. Of course, there's always the thought of doing a PhD because, of course, if you love research, you would want to explore that. But because I've never gotten so much work experience, and not vote is like, I think it's one of the best places to be right now. I'm having a blast, really. So I got a lot of research skills, got a lot of opportunities, and kind of stretched myself in that process. And I think one thing that no Erasmus students would escape is your ability to adapt. I don't think any Erasmus person would talk about their skills or their experiences without talking about their adaptability skills. I got loads of that. Imagine coming from Nigeria, moving to UK. Not so bad, you won't feel the difference. Then you move to Slovenia and you're like, like I literally, but then you go to Sweden. Like Sweden was like the opposite, like the contrast to everything. And I didn't just move anywhere in Sweden, I moved up north, where the weather is so different, where everything is so different, the lifestyle is so different. And you know what it taught me is that you can literally, it taught me how to fit in fast, how to integrate seamlessly, how to, make friends fast. If you want to literally have fun, of course, you don't want to be up in your room only doing research. And that's one of the things my experience taught me, how to adapt to the transport system. The transport system in the UK is so different from the transport system in Sweden. It's different from the transport system in Ljubljana. That was in Slovenia. And, the way things are done are slightly different across these European countries. And what is right now, if I'm going to move anywhere, I told you I traveled to Germany in between my program, right, just for summer school. I didn't even think about it. I'm like, okay, I Google, I'm just gonna find, I'm just like, it's just the normal thing. And it just makes you so, you know how to fend for yourself.
Yeah,
Like,
you roll with the
grown up-
punches,
grown
right?
up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you roll.
yeah,
You just, it's like when so much. Correct me if I'm like misrepresenting what you're saying, Mary Beth. But sometimes,
okay.
sometimes you exist, right? Suppose you live a life. You think, oh, I'm only capable. I can do these things because that's all the things you can do. And then you do Erasmus, or you travel, or you go to these brilliant opportunities like the ones you just described, and then you have so many things thrown at you. You know what I mean? And suddenly you're like, oh, this is no longer what all I can do. I can do anything if I put in the work, the time, I have the support. And that's what I love about this, right? Like this kind of confidence that's not false. It's based on your own sense of self-efficacy, your own sense of what you're capable of, right? And I love that. Also, just a quick note, the cookbook link is down below, so you guys, if you're interested, you know where to find it. And I'm very eager to know, Alejandra, if you had the same kind of experiences. And like let me know. I'm very curious to know, like, because even like from what we have spoken, there's similar themes in what we're saying, but there's still like unique experiences, right? So tell me yours.
Okay, so well, mine. I was also, I think I agree with what everyone has said that one of the things that you learn the most when doing an Erasmus is adaptability, or let's call it intercultural communication skill. Because you see, during my Erasmus, I I have classmates from all over the world, people that I have never met and countries that I have known so little about. Plus, I have been living in countries with different cultural backgrounds, with different costumes and different habits from mine. For example, here in Istanbul, it has been such a food new experience because I have never been in an Asian country before. So I think that the most important skill that I learned was intercultural communication, which is was the ability to be able like, to communicate from people with different backgrounds, to be open-minded, and I'm constantly like reevaluating my belief, my biases, so that I do not fall into prejudice against the people that I've been meeting. Because I have met so many people, not only inside my master, you because Erasmus is more than just studies. Because you have an access to an international community with EMA, so you end up meeting people outside your master, but you also have the opportunity to access other international groups. So I think that was the most important skill, but I also went like two other skills that I think are very that are related to what Maribel was saying before, and one of them was problem solving. Because Erasmus is fun, but it's also full of challenges. Like every semester that starts new problems because you have to relocate, you have to do visa processes again, you have to manage a different place, and so I think I get really problem solving. I became so proactive in seeking solutions to unexpected problems. I will find myself like writing emails to the different faculties in the universities to ask about accommodation, to ask about language courses, to ask about opportunities, to ask about internships, anything that I could like think of. I would be always looking for a solution. And I also become quite the opportunity hunter because my master, the master I'm currently enrolled, is a taught program, so it doesn't really offer many chances for research or internship. So it's up to us. So I been like very active seeking out opportunities like to make the most out of my time here in Europe. So this led me to volunteer in various organizations, which not only reflect my personal experiences but also supported my travel and living expenses during holidays. So when I was in Spain, when I was in Portugal, I volunteered with the Red Cross, which also allows me to take courses in humanitarian aid, international law, and many other things.
I like that. Sorry, continue. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. And also was able like to on holidays, for example, like in summer and in winter, I was able to travel to other countries in the European Union by doing volunteers. So I worked like in different NGOs. I went to Romania, I went to Poland, and everything was covered because I was able to like to find this opportunity. It took a lot of time, a lot of researching, but it was worth it. Like, and that's one of the skills that I think this master has taught me. Like you have to be very proactive.
Yeah, like shoot your shot, right? Like the worst they can say is no. What are they gonna do, right? um I like that. I like this a lot because a lot of times you're afraid to try for things. Even forget about qualification, we might or may not be qualified. There might be better people out there, but we have to do everything we can do to make sure we shoot our shot, right? We try our best so that we have no regrets later on. And that's what I like about the opportunities that Erasmus Mundus program has given us, and Emma, in fact, as well, right? Because within Emma, you can volunteer, you can contribute in so many different ways, and you get the opportunity to be proactive and put yourself out there and try new things. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing, bro. Mary, you wanna feel free to like take the floor, and last but not the least, tell us your experiences with the skills you have learned.
Mute. So thank you once again for having me. And okay, I actually learned so many skills. And before I got selected for like this scholarship, I had I had pyro professional experience in 3D animation. I was already working in my country like for 3 years before I came to this program, but I found like valuable skills during my studies as an Erasmus scholar. And some of the skills that I was able to, acquire is diverse animation techniques. This is like part of my workflow as a 3D animator, and I was exposed to like different various animation techniques, going beyond my area of specialization in 3D animation. And I got exposed to like different ways to animate, like using 2D stop motion, 2D animation and stop motion. For those that are conversant with animation, I hope I'm not speaking in an unknown language. So this exposure actually allowed me to explore different techniques, and also be able to combine it to achieve tasks. And it sort of like made me to be open-minded about tackling tasks, because I'm usually with one way of solving this problem, but now I'm open-minded, thinking outside the box and just stretching myself to just go beyond what I'm used to. And that is like one of the skills that I have been able to learn. Then another skill now is like I've been exposed to various production knowledge. For To produce a 3D animated movies, it involves like several stages. And for my final year project, that is what I have to produce, like a film, an animated film for my final project. And it involves like so many stages, from like story creation. I have to write the story, the visual development, that's the aesthetic look of the film, and some other stages before it gets to my own area of specialization. And it's actually a lot. The whole pipeline is a lot, and I've been able to like stretch myself to also go into like the aspect of you know learning how to write script writing, and also like concept art for my 3D project. It was not easy, but like I had to push myself, like I said. And this ability has enhanced my it has enhanced my ability to bring stories to life in a comprehensive and creative manner. So another skill is a networking skill. I've been opportune to establish like strong relationships with industry professionals, because during summer I was opportune to attend a film festival. And not only did I interact with influential figures in the animation industry, I was also able to engage in meaningful conversation. For instance, I met like women in the industry, and I know that this profession is actually hard for women to do. So I asked like meaningful questions, like how do they combine their womanhood with their profession? Like, as a woman, how do you combine taking care of your family, even yourself, with this profession? And I was able to get like helpful answers. I also gained mentorship, and I was chance to show my portfolio to professionals in the industry, and I got like constructive feedback. And presently, even though I'm also like studying by the side, I'm working on my portfolio, because at the end of the day, I want to be employed, like employable. So I'm also working on my own portfolio by the side, and that is like what I've gained from that. Then lastly, collaboration skill. As we all know that this master's program like kind of place a strong emphasis on collaboration and teamwork. So I have to do like so many group work, and I had to meet students from different cultural backgrounds and artistic visions. There are times that we want to like think about ideas for a film, and the way they are thinking is not just like their idea is not just like connecting with what you have in mind, so it's totally different. And with this is like I've been able to master the art of compromising. So there are some times that even when other my groupmates are finding it difficult to let go of their ideas. I can let go of my ideas and we work with your idea. So, and it's also a part of creating, like, is a skill of problem solving instead of going back and forth like you must use my idea. So it's just like let go, and it's good to always like think forward, and that's just it about that. Yeah, those are the skills that I've been able to acquire, and this, it has been life changing. And I hope that from what I've shared, like people will be able to learn one or two things from what I've been able to, share today. So thank you. Thank you
I
for
like that.
having
I really
me.
like that what you said, because it's more than just like a lot of times people say, oh, you have a job, you do that job. I like that you took the initiative, and the program gave you the opportunity to learn things surrounding your job, like the production bit that you mentioned. I think that's so important, because it's only when you know the end to end cycle that you can
Yeah,
learn how your
yeah,
work uniquely fits into that specific space, right?
yeah.
I think there's a lot of value in with what you said, what all of you honestly said. In fact, I wanted to highlight a comment from Ronald from Malaysia from the live chat. They said that I believe now digital skills are much more needed on top of the disciplines of studies. I believe that's something we would all agree with, right? Like, not just the job itself, but also like how to best do the job, or how to do it in a digital space, or how to do it to understand this technology that you use for that job. Would you guys agree in saying that that is also important, especially in the way, with the way AI is taking sweeping the world, and the way technology is becoming more and more and digital skills are becoming more and more important? Would you say that the future of a lot of the Erasmus Mundus programs should be also aligned more towards the digital skills, and also like the surrounding technology of each discipline? Or feel free to like let me know if you disagree as well.
So, for example, in education, usually we have this feeling toward digital skills, we should keep the traditional way of teaching. But I think like digital skill and the new AI and everything doesn't pushing so much education. But you can use so many apps now. And that was something that, for example, the pandemic taught us, like to improve and to enrich the learning experience. So I do agree that is super important, and that is also should be included like in like the Erasmus overview.
I agree with Alejandra. And the only thing is that I would say in education, we are using digital skills all the time. And I know that we use them across different disciplines. But what I think is not that it should be focused only or solely on digital skills, but rather they should be embedded into the programs. Because if I've seen anything in my own program, is that we have to learn these tools and skills as we go. And you may have someone in your own cohort or in your own program that already has developed digital skills, so you learn from them. And sometimes you just have to rely on resources available online. So it's a lot about what everyone has been mentioning, Mary Beth, Mary, and Alejandra. It's about having the agency to find these skills. And here's where morphing comes into play as well, because you might not consider yourself tech savvy, but you have to become sometimes. You have to turn at least temporarily into one, because that's what the world requires of us now.
Okay, I like that. I like what you said. Like, you might not want to be an expert in it, but at some point in your journey, you might have to learn. You might need to become it. You might need to show that you're an expert in it, or to perform it. That's interesting. Okay, I have one question. If someone, Mary Beth, Mary, if you want to add anything to the previous question, let me know. But I'm very curious about one thing. What, in your opinion, is one or two skills people who want to study an Erasmus Mundus joint master's degree should develop before they kind of start the program, or before they apply? Just think about it. Like, well, what you found helpful to kind of know before you applied, or that gave you an edge, for example.
I would say that that maybe it's learning how to engage in different networks and communities, because we know we have to adapt, adjust, develop new skills. But if you don't know how to maximize the different networks and communities within your program and outside of the program, then it becomes a bit hard. So a specific example I can give you is I volunteered for an international conference at my host university. And of course, my role there for the conference was to volunteer and to assist the speakers and the attendees. But I didn't see it just like that. I was thinking, how can I use this opportunity to also find something for myself, gain something? So obviously, I had access to all these speakers at the conference and the attendees. So I networked with them. I wasn't just helping them. I was like, hey, I read about your paper and I'm interested in it. I want to enhance my research skills. Can I reach out to you later? And now I have a whole bunch of contacts from that particular event, and I'm already collaborating with some of them in different research-oriented activities and even in social events. So I would say learn how to engage in different events, not just for the purpose that they're created, but also for yourself, what you have set, what kind of goals you have set for yourself. So based on that.
So I think I'll add to that, like for people that want to, apply for this program, I would say in order for them to be versatile in any profession, I would employ them to be like to move outside their for them to move outside their comfort zone. And for instance, let me just cite an example to make this clear. Like in school they teach you like academic, it's more like about academic, your intention. But when it comes to the outside world, you have to be like practical. In my program is more of like theoretical and little bit of like practical. But I would just say like stretch yourself. If you find yourself in any program, if you need to learn any software that would add to whatever please do learn it. Because at the end of the day, it's not actually what you are like the history that you've learned in your program that will give you that job, that will make you to be employable, that will make you to be valuable. So stretch yourself, go for that training, enroll for training. Because I remember like during my summer break, like I enrolled for some training to be better, because I know that my skills still need to be worked on. I'm not yet where I want to be. For me to be employable, I have to like enroll for some training and acquire some skills. So that's what I have for them. Yeah. That's it.
I would say that be resilient, because as we were mentioning before, Erasmus is full of challenges. So you need to be resilient in order to not to lose hope, to not fall into despair with all the new problems that will come. Because I think if there is something that all Erasmus students and alumni have in common is that we all have faced anxiety and stress when doing our Erasmus. So I would recommend people to develop resilience before applying to an Erasmus.
Beautiful. I love all the. I like think we come together as a community and helping the next generation. I mean, not next gen. We're not that old, but we're like helping the next batch intake. Mary Beth, I'm very eager to know what you said as well. What you think would be like something that would help the next intake. um,
I think everybody has said, but even if I say here and there, we all say the ability to learn. Anybody that's coming to an Erasmus program, you must be willing to learn, be able to learn, be ready to learn, because it's a whole, you're going to be learning something different for 2 years, learning a new academic system, learning a new country's policy, like maybe every 6 months or every 1 year. So be willing to learn, be willing to look for things yourself, search for things yourself. I think it's just the ability to learn. Make sure you retain it, and let it be something that you're very conscious about.
love it. All right. Now, I know we are almost to the end, but I want to request 5 minutes from the awesome audience. who is maybe seeing it live or recorded. If you are watching it recorded, please feel free to let your voice be heard in the comments below. We have also at the bottom, there's a banner with all the links that we are referring to. You have your program representatives, your Erasmus Mundus Association links, the cookbook links, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. All right, now before we wrap up, I wanted to just kind of introduce to you guys, if anything we all just said sounded kind of intriguing, and you're in the market for to participate in the celebration we all are taking part in right now. If you say, oh, I wish that I was in that position, I want to be there, I want to be part of EMA, I want to be also celebrating, I have something for you. Give me a second, let me share my screen. I think that is it. Yep, there we go. Let me share my screen. All right, perfect. All right, so I wanted to kind of showcase all the different things that EMA and Amazons, as I call them. That's not real. don't tell the president I said that; they'll get mad. But yes, these are like the different ways people have been celebrating EMA Day this year already. You can see like here's a social media post, people from Myanmar, Africa, ASEAN, Bangladesh, and it's a fun time, yo. You guys should join us. It's really nice. Or at least leave a comment below. If you're curious as to how you can join in-person events, here are all one second. Here are all the cities which are having in-person events. We will also, you can also see it in the map here in the website. The link is given below. And the last one, I believe it is, okay. And we also have online events happening in Bangladesh, Nicaragua, Pakistan, Spain, Slovakia. So don't miss out if this is something that's of interest to you. And you can also see it in the map here. And last but not the least, we have hybrid events as well. So it's a mix of online and offline. So you can pick your poison, so to speak. But yeah, that's all that we have for you for now. I just want to say something before we kind of wrap up. Thank you to the guests. You've been amazing. I love talking to all of you. Connect with me afterwards so we can keep the conversation going. Any of my folks in Qatar who are interested, please feel free to reach out to me. My information is in the description and in the banner below. If you're interested in volunteering for EMA, which is amazing, please get in touch with us. Go to the website, get in touch. We want you on our side. We want you on our team. And thank you, Raquel. Thank you, Anna J, different Anna, for all the hard work you've done. You've been amazing, and thank you to the live audience. And last but not the least, I want to say 3 lines. One sec, this needs to get okay. 3 lines. EMA is you, EMA is me, EMA is us. Right, guys?
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Amazing work. Thank you, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.